Let's look at pruning spiral review. A suggested time to trim skills from spiral review is at the end of a unit. We recommend keeping the skills that match the level of rigor as state assessment or semester exams. You might also consider removing the skills that were added during the unit that were scaffolding skills. Let's look at the data for a class. Select Spiral Review from the gray column. The first metric to consider in those top-level metrics is points distribution. This is defined as all points earned for this class. Points earned should be weighted in favor of Spiral Review. Remember, more time in Spiral Review is going to build your students' long-term retention. The next metric is active skills. Teachers often want to know what a good number of active skills is. This can depend on the next metric displayed, rotation time. Rotation time is the median number of days it takes your students to correctly cycle through all skills in Spiral Review. We advise keeping that number below 30 days, which assures a significant number of students are actively rotating through those skills at least once a month. Now let's determine ways to improve these metrics. This section below shows all the skills your students are working on. By default, the only visible metric is proficient students, but you can use the Manage Columns icon to open up more columns so that you have more data to analyze. By ordering the Proficient Students column, this will give us a great picture of how our students are doing on each skill. Let's look at the first skill. 100% of my students are proficient, which means all my students have earned either green, silver, or gold color ratings on that skill. I may decide to remove the skill from my students' Spiral Review, since all of them are proficient. When you deactivate a skill, the data related to that skill is still included in all data reports. You can also easily reactivate the skill in the future, since the skill will remain listed in the Spiral Review report. Another way to look for skills that you might be able to deactivate is by checking for common skills within the Spiral Review. Ordering by description, I can see I have a skill asking students to classify rational numbers using graphic organizers, and a separate skill that asks them to classify with graphic organizers included. My students are doing really well in the second one, and since it is addressed in the other skill, I can deactivate it. You could also choose to order by date added and find similar skills within the same date. This skill asks students to identify the dependent or independent variable when given a table, while the skill below it asks students to do the same given a table or a graph. Since they are both similar skills, I may decide to deactivate the skill in which only the table is given. By deactivating skills in Spiral Review, teachers help students lower their rotation time and improve proficiency. Pruning Spiral Review provides greater focus on skills that are vital to the course or may be found on state assessment.